Oh, and sorry y'all, I'm rocking back and forth. I just noticed on the video I was doing that. It's because I'm hot, y'all, and every time I do like this, the fan is touching my legs, so it feels good. So just excuse the fact that I'm doing like this. I feel like y'all on a roller coaster. But you know. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Ashley Joyce. Something. But yeah, welcome to my channel. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and comment below on this video. And give this video a thumbs up. I don't know why I'm talking like that. This is just like my 5th try, so at this point I'm kind of just like,
what is that? Oh.
Anyway, in today's video though, this is going to be somewhat of a serious video. I just came on here to try to spread love and not negativity. So if you are someone who has opposite views or opinions than I do, don't feel, you know, like I'm coming at you negatively. I just want to say my opinions and I respect yours. All of us are entitled to our own opinions, so I'm gonna tell you mine. And like I said, if you feel differently, that's okay. It's okay for us not to all agree on everything. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about Queen NAIJA, and I want to talk about why, in my opinion, she's not canceled. Why I don't think she's a colorist. Why I think that she's actually not a bad role model for, you know, some women. And I also feel like, you know, we give her way too, well, people give her way too much hate than what she deserves. So anyway, let's get into this video and why I feel that way. Point number 1. A lot of people, I'm gonna start with the most recent thing to the least recent. So the first thing I want to talk about is people are saying that Queen NAIJA is pregnant way too fast and she's in a relationship where it's moving way too fast and they just don't agree with it. Well, here's what I have to say about that. If you do not know, Queen is pregnant with Clarence baby. She's gonna be such. But Queen is pregnant with Clarence baby, and a lot of people are saying that it's too soon. And while I do think that it is soon for me, if I was in that relationship, I feel like it would be soon. Who's to say what's too soon for her? See, a lot of people have this entitlement. Like, they have the right to tell you when you should do something, how you should do something, and why you should do something. And they only base these parameters off of their experiences. And that's, to me, that's just ridiculous. Like, there is no way I'm going to tell another grown woman how she should live her life, what's too fast and what's too soon. She's the one who has to deal with him. She's the one who has to have this baby. She's the one who has to raise this child, her and Clarence and her family and friends who support her. So for anyone to try to say it's too fast and she shouldn't be doing it this way, there's a lot of people in this world who, and I don't think that this baby was planned, obviously, and that's okay. It's a lot of people who have unplanned babies. But what I will say is that if you are someone who really wants to wait to have a child, you need to really be careful. You know, make sure you're very careful who you're having a child with. Make sure you are protecting yourself. And if you are a Christian, you know, I feel like people make mistakes, and that's the reason why Jesus died for our sins, so that if we make a mistake, we can repent and try to do better. She's always said, like, you know, how she felt like the first time she had a child, it was a little fast for her and it wasn't ideal, but she got married to try to do things the right way. She's even said for this pregnancy, she felt like she didn't do it the right way and she want to try her best to do better. Like, who doesn't make mistakes?
And I didn't want to be unmarried and have a child out of wedlock. And that's why I got married, because I wanted to make it right with God. And I know that the right thing to do would be to get married, make it right with God. Again, since I'm having another child and I'm not married, and you know, I would feel like that's the only thing that I'm a little ashamed of, because I know right from wrong. But I also know that God makes no mistakes, you know. And this child came, and I wasn't gonna kill it. I wasn't gonna have an abortion. All I can do is just really keep praying to God that He keeps the child healthy and keeps me healthy. And I ask that God just, you know, make things right for the future. You know, I know that everything takes time, but I just really want to be sure of a lot of stuff. And you know, I should have thought about that. I know a lot of people say, well, you should have thought about that when you was in the act or this and that. But then again, like I said, these are my daily struggles and my issues that God is dealing with me about. But y'all, God is so good.
Every single person who's talking all this stuff about why she shouldn't be doing... Hold on, y'all. I'm thirsty. Wait, I got it. My throat dry. I think it's because Johnny is cooking his fish. And it's like he's making him a cayenne pepper, so I'm choking. Hold on. But a lot of people make mistakes and accidentally have children. While I'm not saying that it's right, don't forget that people make these type of things. Like this happens. It's not like a big shock. If you're doing things like having sex, there's a chance of you having a baby. And for the same people who saying she should have waited, I'm pretty sure she didn't sit there and say, oh, let's hurry up and have a baby. Let's just get pregnant. No, it's a lot of people who think they're invincible and think that, you know, well, if I have sex, it's not going to happen to me. Well, it happened to her, and it could happen to you if you're having sex. So why are you judging this young woman? Like, she's made mistakes. She says she want to change from it and she want to learn from it. So why chastise somebody for trying to change and do better? And some people are saying, well, she's an example for all of the young girls. This is a grown woman. There is no 10-year-old that should be watching, in my opinion, you know, grown women moves. Like, the parents are responsible for monitoring what their kids watch. And I feel like she do have a responsibility, you know, because it is a platform that she's on. But at the same time, you know, she gotta understand that people have the responsibility as well to monitor what their children are watching. And this is a grown woman. Like, I'm trying to imagine myself having a 4-year-old, 10-year-old daughter and her watching a grown woman who's married with kids. Like, that doesn't even, to me, make sense. However, I understand she's interesting and she does cater to all ages. So, you know, I get that. But with that all being said, because I just went on 5 different tangents, my whole point is this: she's a grown woman. At the end of the day, she's not perfect, just like neither are you. And she, you know, she have an unplanned pregnancy. Okay, the baby is already conceived. There's no reason to talk negative about a baby that's not even here yet. You know, there's no reason to talk negative about a blessing. You know, God opens and closes the wombs. And while I'm not saying or condoning sex before marriage, these things happen. So who are you to judge? Who are you to say anything or to say, well, she's canceled because she did this and she did that and she's a role model? There's a lot of people that are, you know, on this pedestal that people put them on that they never asked to be on, you know. And if you're not to that level, you can't relate. She's just living her life day to day and people want to see her vlog it. But you know, just like real life, this stuff happens. What do people want? People want things to look fake all around. Like somebody said, make it seem ideal life all the time on YouTube. They want, because then you have people where they're like, well, you know, this person acts like everything's perfect, and it's really not. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of drama that's happening in the background. They always try to make it seem perfect, and I know it's not. You have people like that, or you have people, those same people where somebody's living their life authentically, make mistakes, show that they made a mistake, talk about the mistakes, say how they want to do better, try to encourage people to do better. You know, I'm not perfect either, and then you still bash that. So what do you want? Do you want the fakeness or do you want real? Like, this is real life. This is not something that's a joke or a game. This is her authentic life, aware of, because she vlogged it. But just like her, there's a lot of other women who go through the exact same thing. You know, and I'm pretty sure if it was your mom or your dad, you know, who had you unplanned, or you wouldn't want somebody saying to them, well, you shouldn't have had that baby. That's too soon. I don't understand why you pregnant. Like, do you really think about how that sounds? That sounds to me ridiculous. She's already pregnant. What do you want her to do, get an abortion? Like, come on. I have family members who had kids before they wanted to, and I love, you know, my family, and I'm so happy that they had them. While it may not have been ideal, you know, these are people who are real and authentic, just like Queen is. She's a real authentic person. She's real. She's not a, you know, a video game. This is like her real life. So I just can't, I just can't understand why people feel like it's such a bad thing that she's living real life and things happen. And she's said that she wished that she could have did it differently, but it's here. and she's going to try her best to, you know, ask God to forgive her. And that's the only person that matters at the end of the day. The opinion that matters the most is God's. And if Jesus died on the cross for our sins and she's already repented, then our opinions don't mean nothing, to be honest with you. They're just opinions. We don't know facts. We just looking at things from the outside in. We don't know what's really going on. So to sit here and just judge this woman and try to tear her down into pieces like you're perfect. Let's go on to number 2. So number 2, I want to talk about the colorist thing. Now, I guess for me, it depends on what you define as a colorist. I don't personally find queen statements offensive, and here's why. I personally don't believe that a colorist is someone who makes certain statements like she's a pretty brown girl. Because if you look at the context of why she said it, it makes logical sense. It makes sense. It's logical. Now, people are going to run with it. They're going to twist her words like they did. And then they're going to also get upset with people who defend her and say, well, you're only offending her. You're defending a colorist. You're defending someone who's talking about you. What did she say? What negative thing did she say? Oh my God, she's a pretty black girl. I'm so happy that she's pretty because she's black. I barely see pretty black girls. That's colorist stuff. Like, you know, oh, I can't believe she, you know, made it that far because she is darker. Like, to discriminate against one's color, skin, or tone of their skin is discriminating. That's colorism. Not making a statement saying, oh, she's a pretty brown girl.
I would have to pass.
Cause Chris act like he don't like brown skin girls. So I was already on the subject of brown skin girls. I didn't mean nothing wrong by it. Like, I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just simply meant brown skin girls. There's light skin girls, dark skin girls, brown skin girls. They all black. Then Summerella came up. When he mentioned Summerella, you know, I was talking to Bianca and I was like, yeah, I was like, she a cute brown girl, but she funny too.
So would you smash her past Summerella? She's pretty.
Summerella cute brown.
I think me and
She's funny too. I already addressed this in a video last year, but I truly felt like that I didn't say anything wrong. People took and twisted my words and they basically said that I said she was pretty for a black girl, she was pretty for a dark skinned girl, she was pretty for a brown skinned girl. Those weren't my words. As you guys can see, I said she's a cute brown girl, and those were facts because Summerella is a brown girl. So I didn't think that I was saying anything wrong. Keep in mind that I'm also a black woman myself, and y'all could try to discredit me as much as y'all want, but at the end of the day, my mom is black, I'm black. It doesn't matter if I mix with Arabic.
And the reason why she said is because she's already on the topic. Or not saying, you know, these particular girls, you know, who bullied me seem to be this type of girl. She never said that all black girls were this. She just said those particular girls. For a situation that happened in her life, she has every right to speak up on a situation that happened in her life, and she has every right to describe the situation the way she wants to. She never bashed anybody. She just said that these particular girls, now she did say with nappy hair or whatever terrible hairstyles, but come on, y'all never said that before. We had a whole saying when we was kids: poof, be gone, or bald headed skitty whack, ain't got no hair in the back, gel and weaving. You know you need a peanut butter Reese's cup, you need it. Y'all know that we said things like that. I mean, maybe you didn't, but a lot of us did, and none of us, you know, meant anything by it. It was just when you're upset, you say things, and I feel like her words to me weren't like her being like, oh well, their hair was nappy and terrible hairstyles because they're black. She didn't say that. She said with terrible hairstyles. Anybody can have a terrible hairstyle. Anybody can have a small little part. Like, you don't have to see, you guys are making the assumption of what you want her to say and what you want her to mean, because you already have some type of feeling against her. So everything she say and does is negative to some people. Like, whenever she say anything, they automatically associate it with something bad automatically because they already don't like her. Just stop talking about her. Just stop posting about her. Stop supporting her. If I don't like a certain rapper, because there's a lot of rappers I can't vibe with, I can't, you know, support. I just don't watch them. I don't listen to them. I don't buy their music. I just don't support them. I just keep them out of sight. And if they come upon my my videos are press not interested. That's it. I don't go online to bash them and tear another person down, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what situations they're trying to overcome. So to sit there and try to tear somebody down because you feel some type of way and that's your opinion, and then you don't even have straight facts and you just going off of your feelings, that's just real messed up to me. I'm sorry. Like, I would never sit here and bash another black queen and try to tear them down because I feel some type of way about the way they moving. Like, what was the topic even about? Colorism. Okay. Get back on topic. I don't feel she's a colorist. Personally, I wasn't offended. Even the girl she talked about, Summerella, said she didn't get offended. She knew what she meant by it. She never even... See, we want to throw labels around, but there's real colorists out there who are literally discriminating against people based off of their skin tone, and they are making their life a living hell. They're, bullying them. There's people who are talking about people and making them feel terrible about themselves. Like Hazel E says some really nasty things about skin color. You have people like some of the other YouTubers like Soraya J. I think that's who it was. She said some really nasty things about skin color. My old teacher when I was in 3rd grade, he was an African-American male himself, about my color, who said blacks were stupid, that we were dumb, and that because we couldn't overturn the slave master, he wouldn't associate himself with black. He was just my skin tone. He said some colorism type of things. So to just throw the label around like it doesn't mean anything because you feel offended by a statement that she made is just ridiculous to me. It's just ridiculous, and we need to stop all of this trying to label everybody, because then you have real people that are being hurt by your opinions that don't really equal facts. Just keep, whatever happens, just keeping some things to ourselves. Oh, I don't like what she said. Or even if you didn't like it, correct her, but do it in a loving way. Don't say that. You know you're going on there. Do it in a loving way. You don't have to do it in a hateful way to bash her. Like, I just don't understand what's the whole idea behind that. All right, let's go to the third point. The third point, people are also upset with Queen about, they say that she scammed people. I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't even know what really happened. But I do know if they're talking about the scam that may have happened, 4 years ago? Is that, or 2? I don't know. It was within some years ago. So right now she's 22 years old. She's young. I don't know what she did. I wasn't there. Chris said that she wasn't a part of it. Only thing I could do was take his word for it.
Oh no, it was Chris who was promoting the iPhone sales, okay? I don't know if he ever had real iPhones and sold it, and then afterwards he was doing fake sales, but regardless, he was selling phones and didn't deliver on the service that he would do. In exchange for money, I will give you the phone. So this phone is this much, this iWatch is this much. So yeah, from what I can see, Queen has never directly promoted selling iPhones, okay? The only thing I've seen is a post that she made on her Facebook on selling her old iPhone. So there is no receipts or any hardcore evidence of Queen directly promoting or selling.
Some people are like, well, he's only defending her. He's only trying to take up for her because that's his wife. The thing y'all have to understand is you don't know what people do and how some people perceive that thing. So for instance, let me give you an example of what I mean by that. When he was doing these scamming people, whatever, she could have been like, don't do it. But, she can't make him not do what he don't want to do. She can't. If he wanted to be a part of that, then that was his choice. And unfortunately, as his wife, what do y'all want her to do? Go out online and be like, yeah, my husband is scamming everybody. Y'all all say that y'all would do that, but half of y'all would not do that if y'all was in that situation. Like, y'all just talking. Like, that's what I get frustrated about. People keep saying what they would do. We can't even understand because we're not in her situation. So instead of judging her, if her husband says she wasn't a part of it, just take his word for it and say, you know what, he needs to come clean. But to associate her with that and force it to be that situation when you don't even know, she could have been. She could have been a part of it. But if he says she's not, I'm just going to take his word for it and roll with it. Like, you know what? If he says she wasn't, and there's no proof saying that she was, then I'm not going to make my opinion say, or my thoughts, or my perception, oh, well, she was, because that's her husband. How did she not know? It's a lot of things you'll be surprised that people don't know. People are good at hiding stuff. Trust me, y'all be surprised on what the people you know right next to you are doing that you don't know. Like, and even let's say she found out, it's still her husband. What do you want her to do? To tell? To go all over social media about, oh, this is what he's doing. We don't know, and I'm not making excuses for what he did, but we don't know what was going on around that time in his life, in their life. Maybe, they from Detroit, Maybe they were like really down and out and didn't know what to do and made some decisions that were poor. Like, people do that. People grow up. I know people who did some really crazy things in their childhood or in their younger, when they were younger, and they regret it, and they had to learn and live just like every single person. I'm not saying he shouldn't be held accountable, or if she was a part of it, she shouldn't be. All I'm saying is, if he's saying she wasn't a part of it, just take his word for it and keep it moving. Don't try to like make it something that it may not be, because then now you throwing stuff out there that you don't know facts on. You got a fact. And you could be right, but instead of bashing her once again, spreading hate, more hate, with no facts, it ain't cool. Oh, it's a fly. All right, so that's just what I feel about that. So let me just give y'all a general overview of everything. And this is real. I'm gonna say something. I might even start the video off with this because I feel like I just really want to get this point across. This is because if you didn't get anything, this is what I want to say. In today's society, we talk about, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna say the African American community. We talk about how we don't have that much support, how we don't have that many opportunities, how a lot of things are against us, and we're fighting for everything. You know, it's 10 times harder for us to reach certain levels. And we have someone who's from Detroit. You know, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit as well. And, you know, she's from Ypsilanti, wherever, Michigan. It's really hard out there. And I know what it's like to struggle. It's really just, it's a lot, y'all. And a lot of people, some people just don't understand. And it's not their fault. It's just they weren't born with those circumstances. And so, you know, if you weren't born within those circumstances, you know, been homeless, had a kid, you know, young and couldn't provide, and struggling but working your butt off. I mean, every day hustling your butt off to survive. If you don't know what that feels like, just don't speak on it. Because trust me, it's not something that anybody would wish upon their worst enemy. This girl came from somewhere that was those circumstances where she didn't have much. Her family was struggling. You know, for what she said, she was homeless. She was sleeping in a house with 13 people. And I see somebody who's resilient, someone who took their situation, turned it around, and tried their best to get out, you know, to help their family and to inspire other people. Sorry, y'all, it's a fly. I'm trying to be serious, and the fly is just... We talk about this, how we don't have support, and we don't even support each other. Like, we over here, there's a lot of people tearing her down so bad, and I just feel like I had to say something about it. I usually don't make videos like this, but I just get tired of seeing so much hate being spread about one person based off of opinions, and people who are so quick to judge but forget that they too themselves have skeletons in the closet. And then they go and say, well, I'm not judging her, I'm not bashing her, I'm just stating facts. But are they really facts, or are they your opinions? I'm just asking. Because were any of us there when any of this stuff happened? Do we really know how she feels about, you know, other people of other skin tones? She says she loves us. She says she cares. She say that she feel that we are all beautiful, but yet we still, some people, because I'm not a part of this group who feel this way, but some people feel like, no, she doesn't like them, but she keeps saying she does. So why can't people get through their head that sometimes people just say things that they didn't mean? Some people say things that, and what I mean is they didn't mean it that way. It's just some people took it that way. She's apologized, and people still keep talking about after she's apologized.
Let's put a disclaimer out. I don't have nothing against darker tone women. I don't think that I'm better than anybody just because I'm light skinned. If you ask me, I wish I was a little bit darker, because sometimes I don't like being this yellow. You can see all of our flaws. I think that melanin is beautiful. So if it did offend anybody, you know, all I could really do is say I'm like truly sorry for that, and I apologize. That's something I probably shouldn't have said. Nowhere near Colorist. I think that melanin is beautiful. I think women of all shades are beautiful, and it's been darker women that, shoot, I thought looked better than me.
Multiple times. Keep holding on to it to have something, just something, to have more reason to have hate, right? It's like, what do people want? People apologize, you can't let it go. People say I didn't mean it that way, you're still saying yes you did. It's like, what do you want? we keep tearing each other down in this community, and it's sad because instead of us building this young woman up, instead of directing her with love, people are constantly bashing her and talking negative and spreading so much hate and having a whole video and videos about her with hate all underneath it. Just everybody who agree with that particular people and say, oh yes, you're right, this is why I never liked her, this is why I didn't. The same things y'all judge her on. See, I know somebody who got married too young and it didn't work out. I know someone who had a baby out of wedlock, who had a baby too young, who had a baby with someone who was married. I know someone who had a baby and had a miscarriage, someone who had a baby and had an abortion. I know someone who, you know, was cheated on, someone who got cheated on by multiple people, someone who cheated on other people. I know someone who said things that weren't politically correct. People who said things that made them seem like an airhead. People who said things that they didn't know that other people would take it that way, so they didn't mean to offend anyone, but yet defend themselves constantly to try to get people to understand that's not what they meant, but everybody still say things like, oh, that is what you meant. I know someone like that. I know someone who struggled, someone who came from the hood, you know, who worked their butt off to get to where they are, and for some reason people around them still pull them down. I know people like that. I know people who get bashed and bullied. I know people who have successes. I know people who have, you know, they believe in God. I know people who don't. I know people, so many people are or have the same traits that Queen has, or made the same mistakes, or have some victories like she have. The ones around you, the people who you see every single day, your family, your mother, all of us have made mistakes. And for some reason, there's a lot of people who feel the need to still talk about other people like they are perfect. Because if you could say the things that you say to Queen, to the family members around you, or you'd be surprised about the things that they've done or the things that they've been through. If you can say some of the same hurtful, mean things to them and say it to them in their face, and you say you love them, then that makes me question the insecurities in yourself. Because just like there's a Queen, there's a you, there's a me, there's a us, and there's a lot of people who are living life just trying to figure it out just like you. So I wouldn't judge them. I wouldn't bash them, talk about them, spread hate, try to bring them down. If you feel so strongly about some of the things that she's doing, just don't watch her. Just don't support her, like I said before. That's it. You don't have to watch her. Because some of the things y'all saying is tearing another Queen down. It's tearing them down. And as much as she said, well, it don't really bother me, how much do you think somebody can take before they explode? Suicide, all this stuff, these rates are so high in this generation. And some of us are the same ones we're basically causing the problem, because we don't know how to do things with love. We do everything out of hate. People don't know how to just come at someone with respect. No. So, you know, just be mindful of your words. Your words are like swords. They tear people down. They cut at their soul. And, you know, even though I know to some people it looks like it's just, oh, this is just maybe in some people's mind. I keep saying some people because I'm not speaking on everyone. I'm just saying for the particular people that feel this way. They forget that there's a soul on the other side of this camera. Just like there's a soul right now watching this video, there's a soul right here. You tear down spirits and you break spirits and souls with your words. And some people are using the words that are tearing this young woman down and down. I'm 28. I still have a lot to learn in my life. And she's 22. I can't imagine have lived that type of a life, that full of a life at 22. I was in college, you know, just trying to get my degree. I didn't know nothing. And she done got married, had a divorce, got another baby. Like, a lot has happened in her life. And instead of praying for her and praying for her guidance and praying that God help her and, you know, pray that she can be the example that she wants to be, but also recognize that she also isn't perfect. Neither are you. So, you know, we need to start doing more things out of love and being more mature about the decisions that we make on our own part, because we all play a part in this, and try to just love more. That's all I'm really saying. And be more mindful of our actions and how our words can cut into someone's soul. And everybody is not a Christian. That's another thing y'all have to understand. If she wants to have a baby right now, you know, she is a Christian, so, you know, we do hold her accountable. But at the same time, she says she's made a mistake, and, you know, it happened, and it is what it is, and we just have to pray that God blesses her to make better decisions. But just to say this, don't forget that everybody isn't a Christian, so you can't just say, well, oh, well, she needed to do doing it this way, because there's some people who don't believe that. So you can't say, oh, well, their thoughts and feelings are wrong. It says the goodness of God is what causes us to change. So where's your goodness? You ain't gonna cause her to change by being mean and nasty towards her at all. You can't help nobody with being evil. Like, what person would want to receive that type of bashing, that type of, you know, mean-spirited type? Like, what person want to sit there and listen to someone tear them down? But okay, well, yeah, let me listen to them. If you want to see things differently, you move with love. So I hope Queen, you know, if I could say anything to her, which I know she won't see this video, but if I could say anything to her, it would be, you know, just understand that God loves you and that you are not perfect, like none of us. None of us are perfect. Jesus died for our sins, and, you know, if you made a mistake, God, he is loving and he's forgiving. He knows that you aren't perfect, and he just wants us to try our best to do better every day, learn from our mistakes and try to do better. And you've done such an amazing job, I feel, as a young mother, as a person who came from Detroit or from that, you know, Michigan, trying her best to, you know, make it out and help other people and go back and bring your family out and then help inspire other people. You know, you're inspiring me every single day. I feel like I can do anything. And I also feel better to know, like, I'm not perfect, and I see someone who's not perfect, who's trying. It makes me feel like I can do it. And I love the fact that, you know, you are very transparent with that. So just keep going. God is going to bless you abundantly. He's going to show people the truth, and you don't got to worry about it. You know, all of the negativity, the hate is going to come with the territory, and it sucks because you put your life out there, but it doesn't give people the right to be nasty. So just understand that God, just pray that God changes their heart. So that's what I would say to her. Just live your life. And, you know, for the ones who are bashing her, live yours too. Just think about it. You're not perfect, and neither is she. She never said she was. So instead of bashing her and tearing her down, let's try to lift each other up, because I love all of y'all. So anyway, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, and I hope I didn't offend anyone. You know, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to spread love. Comment below this video. Let me know, what do you think? And if you are a Queen fan, go ahead and comment on her video and say we love you, and, you know, just keep going. Like, say something positive. Let's do that. So anyway, I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video. This is a long video for me to have to edit, but it's okay.